recording. So this is just like, the preamble. This is just us, dicking around.
I should probably
getting all the jitters out.
I should probably.
We gotta do our clap.
Camera.
Everyone
You want to do the clap? The clap.
Gotta do our clap. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
All
Yeah. All right. First clap of season 2 in 3, 2, 1, clap. Hey everyone, we're back. Welcome to Dude You Never Told Me, a podcast where 3 friends just come together every week, or I guess now every 2 weeks, and talk, chat, catch up, and share things we haven't told each other in the past few weeks. My name is Anthony. I am your host. With me are my 2 best friends, Alex and Devante. Say hi, guys.
What's going on, everybody?
What is going on? So I'm just shifting my screens around.
We are back.
Yeah, we're back. There's a season 2.
Let's go, baby.
Season
2.
Season 2,
S2.
same energy, new layout. This is really cool. I mean, if you watched our Thanksgiving episode, then this layout will look very familiar. But if you haven't, welcome to our new format. If you haven't seen our show, we are 3 best friends. We're all childhood friends. We met each other back in high school, and we kind of kept in touch throughout the years. And this show is our chance to come together and just kind of share untold stories, have a few good laughs, and honestly just, talk to each other, hang out like we used to in high school. Now we're in different cities, and it's a little harder, but we'll still make an effort to meet with each other and just share cool news. Speaking of news, I don't think anyone has any bigger news than Alex himself. Alex, What happened? So last time we recorded an episode was in November for our Thanksgiving episode.
Probably
then
Thanksgiving.
Like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Alex, but a lot of things has happened since November for you.
Yeah. It's been a very, very busy last 4 weeks starting tomorrow. So for those who don't know, my wife and I had a baby. We had a baby girl, beautiful baby girl. She arrived on December 20th. It was a little earlier than expected. We had to, how do I explain it? We had to induce basically the pregnancy, not to overshare, but for reasons that occurred during everything. We had to basically be precautious and make sure my wife and baby were safe. So ultimately, we had to have her join us in the world a little sooner. And it was one of the best Christmas gifts we could have ever asked for. We were both very nervous that week because we were like, we've got 3 more weeks. We can do this and that. We want to plan this. And we want our family's going to come down. We're going to hang out this week. It's going to be great to spend our last couple of weeks as just a married couple before our little girl joins us. And then it's like, nope, you're becoming parents Thursday. And we're like, what? What?
Isn't that like the perfect encapsulation of like parenthood, just unexpectedness?
Oh, 100%. I literally was thinking that the entire time.
I mean, I was
in the middle of a work day that day, like I took off a couple hours so we could go to a routine checkup, and then they tell us like, hey, yeah, no, you're having this baby this Thursday. And I'm messaging my manager like, hey, I've got my laptop. Can I work from the hospital like while I'm here? And they're like, yeah, like go for it. I'm like, okay. And then I did that again Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, I was like, all right, dude, I need to take off the rest of the week. This isn't going to work. Like, I appreciate you letting me work, but like, it just, and he was like, yeah, no, focus on family.
Matters.
Yeah. He was really cool about it. He said, focus on family. He said, be present, like, don't worry about work. We'll be here when you're back. We'll see you. And however long you take off, blah, blah, blah. So it was very, very just busy those first few days leading up to the pregnancy. And then our girl joined us, and man, it is the craziest thing to experience. Oh my gosh.
Dude, this man was tired though.
Yeah, you're definitely the first of the 3 of us to have like a human kid. And so like, welcome to parenthood. Human kid.
I have to shout out anyone and everyone who has had a child. My wife did not have a C-section. She delivered vaginally. So Well, I just have to say real quick, shout out to all you mothers out there because oh my gosh, I knew what you went through, but like seeing it is way crazier than like hearing about it or like knowing about it. You know, like I just shout out to you.
It's the miracle of life. That's what
it is the miracle of life for sure. And yeah, it was. You know how some guys like to joke and be like, "Oh yeah, getting kicked in the groin is worse than giving birth." No, that's the ultimate lie. It is not. There's no way possible. After witnessing it, y'all will attest after you have your own children one day. And if you don't, then you did not watch your wife getting married.
I hope I don't pass out on that day.
You'll be okay. Trust me. If I can get through it, you'll be fine.
I don't know, man.
It's just the blood, man.
Does not do well with blood.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna have a man passed out on the floor. Mr. Johnson, are you okay?
Just just you'll be focusing on your wife, and you won't see anything. I guess when they hand you the baby, you might have a little afterbirth.
Highly recommend as well. Whatever.
What was that moment like, dude?
When she was giving birth?
When you were like, no, whenever you held your baby for your first time.
It was very like, I was very tired, right? I've been up all night, maybe got a couple hours of sleep. And then all of a sudden, like these women, they're telling Chelsea, they're telling her one more push, but they told her that like 20 pushes ago. Like they're like, you can do it. Yeah, just one more every time. And Chelsea was so done. Let me tell you, man, she was so done. And finally, that one more, like when I tell you that she just went from like right here to just out. I mean, it was quick. Like once that one more was literally one more, it was whoa! Like she shot out,
ready to pop out into the world.
She shot out like a man spitting out a loogie. She shot out. That's probably a terrible comparison, but she shot out real quick, and like they had to catch her and everything, you know. So that was pretty crazy. But holding her for the first time, man, it was a very special moment to say the least. I mean, you're watching Chelsea go through all that, and then to see like all that hard work and effort, and then I got to be the one to hold her second. I was like, this is awesome, you know. So it was. It's
I'm excited for you. You know, you're entering a new chapter in your life, and that's really exciting.
Anthony, you got to come down and see your niece, man.
Yes, you do.
I don't know. I told Michelle that like I'm still definitely terrified of holding babies, like no matter what. I don't think
such a special moment.
I don't think I'll not be scared to hold like an infant until like it's like my own child.
You know, it is a scary moment.
You need practice.
Right? Yeah, because I was holding her. I got the opportunity to go. Was it like the day after, if not 2 days or whatever?
I think it was the day after. And then I think it was Saturday.
Yeah,
when we had her.
You were passed out. Like this man was out for the count. Like everybody was trying to wake him up. I was like, just let him be. He's seen me enough in his lifetime.
I highly recommend that you have a bed in the whatever hospital that you go, that you have your wife has your child at, because that is a lifesaver, man. Highly recommend. Yeah. But you're saying, Devante.
No, you had your like eyes rolling to the back of your head when you're waking up. I was like, this guy is too tired. I was like, don't even worry about it. But whenever I got to hold her, it's like, dude, I was like tense. You know, I'm like, do I need to be this tense? But I'm like holding her like that, and it's such a precious moment. And to be able to be like experience that, like I appreciate it, man. Thanks for letting me come and see my niece.
Of course. Thank you for coming to see her, man. You know, you're going to be a big part of her life one way or another.
There we go. And so, Anthony, you got to do the same.
Yeah, I'll come down. I'll come down eventually, but I'll be honest, I'm not going to hold.
That's okay.
It's not like I don't want to. It's just like I'm like definitely. I can ask like my wife. I'm definitely terrified. I am like so scared to like hold.
Well, she'll be bigger by then.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, the way on the current track,
it's not gonna be a few months. That it's not a size thing that like scares me. It's just it's the like, you know, my cousin always says like, you know, a baby is like a lot more durable, for lack of better words, than you think. But I just see them as very like fragile, and I would hate to like any harm come to them. And so, like, in order for me to distance any harm, I'm just not going to interact with them until they're like older.
I would say I definitely had that feeling the first day, but I've gotten a lot better at like realizing her limits and like how durable she is. I mean, I haven't had to stress test it, but you know.
Yeah, like so, like I think I'm always going to be terrified for like 1 to 3 year olds until I have my own baby.
I gotcha,
and I accept that. It is one of my character flaws, and I'm okay with that. No one's perfect.
A little Anthony.
Little Anthony.
We'll come hold little Anthony or little.
I gotta ask y'all, since you're not, neither one of you guys are expecting anytime soon. At least I don't think. But what would you guys hope for with the first child, boy or girl, or do you even care?
It doesn't matter for me. Yeah. But I truly believe deep down inside my gut, I will have 2 girls, and that's just something that I live with.
You've accepted.
I'm okay with. I've accepted it. But that's just something deep down inside my gut. I just believe it.
I want a girl and a boy, but I think I would prefer having a girl first, only because I can't think of a boy name that I want to have. so for convenience, a girl will be better. Because
Michelle your son is gonna spite you.
Michelle and I, we've chosen a girl name. We've had a girl name for the longest time, like years. Can't think of a good boy name. Honestly, cannot think of one.
Yeah, so, I'm curious. I'm curious who's gonna end up being the next one, like out of all my friends, to have a kid.
It's definitely you next.
Your second child.
No, definitely not.
Your second child.
Michelle and I, we created like a bucket list of things we want to do before we start trying for a kid.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
A pretty long bucket list.
I mean, there's some big items. I don't say it's long, but there's some big items on it.
I see.
What he's trying to say is we'll be 35 by then.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
That's a couple of years down, man.
That's like half a
Just
decade.
Don't wait too long. Just don't wait too long.
35 is
wait as long as you want, but don't wait too long.
For us, it's like 6 years.
Yeah, that's like half a decade, man. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time to.
Well, a little less than 6 years now. Anthony and I already hit 29.
No, that's it's true. Still 6 years. What the?
No, it's less. Think about it.
You guys are.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's still January, and we're both born.
6 years would have been the day you had your 29th birthday.
Oh, whatever.
So now, yeah. I got you.
It's like semantics.
Either way, he won't have his kid by 35. He'll have it. Who knows?
Who knows when we'll have it
later?
You know, y'all will know, because I'll have a life update for the first time in 5 ever.
Oh, no worries.
Anthony's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't
I'm ready for all y'all's questions. and the rumors are true. You get very sleep deprived the first couple weeks, because all you can think of is, am I keeping this child alive? Is she gonna die in her sleep? Like, what am I gonna do if I don't see her for the next second? Like, that's why Devante found me so passed out when he did, because I stayed up all night.
Actually, you guys have to go back and watch our Christmas New Year shout out reel on Instagram and look at Alex's face.
Tired.
That is the face of just being tired. So go back and watch the reel.
I had y'all record that I think it was the 3rd or 4th day after your baby was born.
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was a week.
It had to be the 23rd or the 24th.
That week of.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You're still adjusting. You're still adjusting.
I had been home for all of 1 or 2 days.
Nice.
That guy.
Because they didn't let us leave the hospital for 2 or 3 days after she was born.
But overall, you've kind of gotten more accustomed to your role as a father.
Yeah, we've gotten a decent schedule that we like. There's all kinds of ones that you can try. There was a time where we would try, I would stay up from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. and then I would sleep from 6 to 12 p.m. But then it's nice. That doesn't work realistically once we go to work. And so we've tried a whole bunch of different ones. The one that's worked the best for us right now is we're still adjusting to get to this point, but the idea is I want to start going to bed around 9 p.m. And then, so when I say we go to bed at 9 p.m., I mean one of us goes to bed. So either Chelsea goes to bed at 9 or I do. And then Lily feeds at 9, and then at 3 hours later she eats at 12 a.m. And then 3 hours later she eats at 3 a.m. and then 6 a.m. So the idea is if I do 9 to 12, I get to sleep from 12 to 3. Chelsea now goes from she feeds her, and then I get back up at the next 3 hours, and then she gets up at the next 3 hours, and then so on and so forth. And like once we're both awake, then we just work together. So like that's how we handled the night.
Okay. And so far it's been working out pretty well.
Yeah, and
Nice.
we also have we have this ankle monitor called an Owlet, which shout out to Owlet because you make my life. You allow me to sleep peacefully at night. I feel like. So what this thing does?
Ankle monitor.
It's like an ankle monitor. Yeah. No, literally, it like it goes on their ankle, and what it does is it monitors their vitals.
He's under house arrest.
Kind of. Except you don't have to cut it off to take it off. So it monitors her heart rate and her blood oxygen levels. Cool. So it allows us to like sleep peacefully and just know that like, hey, if there's an issue, that thing will go off, and it has the most annoying jingle to make sure I wake up.
Nice.
Like, yeah, it's great. So I really like that thing. And
has it gone off?
It did one time, but I don't know why. And I think it was because so if the sock is a little loose, then it will go off every time that the sock is loose. But one time it said her blood oxygen was a little low in like the first couple weeks, but it was like a one-off instance, and I think it might have been because like it wasn't like on her foot correctly. So I think it was related to that, but I don't know. Either way, she hasn't had any issues since then.
That's so cool. That like, yeah, they have technology like that now.
Yeah, very helpful for
it's
sure.
Like an aura ring, but for her leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was y'all's New Year? You know, Christmas, you had fun. Joe, do you think fun for New Year's?
And New Year's did do nothing. Wakanda had work that day, and so she on New Year's Eve, and so she came back at like 8:00. We ate, and at 11 in New York, in Texas time, in New York it's like 12, right?
Yeah.
And so we watched the ball drop at 11. Wakanda went to sleep. And I was like, all right, I'll stay up and watch some anime, and then went to sleep probably like around 1. So we really didn't do nothing.
Okay,
I got you. Yeah, for us it was my parents came over and we got time to sleep.
Nice. Dude,
we got time to sleep.
The best
There you go.
Yeah, no, every time. I mean, I took advantage of it every time that they came over, man. But like that was basically the evening. We ate Colombian tamales.
Yo.
We slept.
What's the difference from regular tamales and Colombian tamales?
So you know how like Mexican tamales are made in like those like
The banana
yellow banana leaves.
Mm.
Ours are like green banana leaves.
Okay.
I'll have to show you a photo. I think I took one, but I'll send one later if I have one. Otherwise, if not,
I'll just Google it. And put it.
I love some tamales, so
yeah, I wonder if Google does pull up the correct thing for Colombian tamales.
We'll put it right somewhere here, somewhere here.
Wait, so you got so it's like Colombian tamales a New Year's tradition or something?
At least it is for my family. Oh yeah, they do have it. Okay, great. Yeah, so when you Google it, it pulls up no problem. But yeah, no, they make it from scratch. Like they put in all kinds of stuff, and it's just it's good stuff, man. I need to learn how to make them, truthfully.
If you don't, I'll take the family recipe.
No, I definitely plan to. But usually my parents only make them for New Year's and it's like special occasions. But
it'll be a lot of work.
It is a lot of work for sure. So
yeah, I think when I help make tamales with like one of my ex-girlfriend's family, it's a lot of work to like spread the masa on the banana leaves.
Yeah,
it's a tedious work.
Right.
Wait, so that's you ate tamales on New Year's Day?
New Year's Eve, technically.
Oh, okay, on Eve. Okay. Because like in the Japanese tradition, they have like it's called osechi, and it's practically think of a Japanese lunchbox with a lot of different assortment of food. So like it can be beans, rice, fish, and then it correlates with like different traditional like luck. So in Japanese culture, if you eat black beans for like on the first day of the year, that will give you luck for the year. So that's something that in the Japanese culture that they do, that I always found it interesting. And so I got to do that with Wakata's mom. We went over and she gave us like an assortment of food on New Year's Day. And it was really nice, even though like Americans don't really do it. But that's just like, Americans, like, I guess in black culture, they do like black eyed peas and what's the other one? And I can't think of the other one, but black eyed peas for sure.
I got you.
Does do the Vietnamese do anything in regards to like,
Anthony, what did y'all do for New Year's?
Just wait till Lunar New Year's.
Or what does like my culture do?
Both.
Well, what did you? Yeah,
what
both.
I do. So Michelle and I, we have a tradition where we do Korean barbecue on New Year's Eve.
Y'all go out or y'all?
We go out.
I remember seeing
out.
your Snapchat.
Yeah, usually we go out for Korean barbecue
Again.
only because it's all you can eat and saves me the trouble of marinating everything and diversity.
Yeah.
And then and then we went home. We watched the New Year's the ball drop, and then we watched in Austin how New York is like an hour ahead, so they did it at 11.
Yeah.
And so after they dropped the ball, they did like a 30-minute like post show with like Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, all that kind of stuff, and then they jumped to like
that was hilarious.
They jumped to like the Central Time for their time zone. It was in Austin. It was like in Zucker Park, and I was watching it, and it's like the most boring New Year show ever.
Yeah, I was about to say, what did they do? Is there like a ball drop or?
No, there's no ball drop in Austin. The people that I guess the news anchors or whoever, they were just in Austin, and they were just like they had like a New Year's festival in like Zucker Park, and they brought like the chef from the barbecue to talk about like barbecue, but it was just ultimately just very boring. They're not as likable as Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, I mean they're on a different level of fun.
Different level. These are.
I got you.
They're trying. And then, so watched New Year's and then hung out for a bit to really enjoy like the New Year, and then went to bed. Saw a few fireworks, just driving around. So, but like not during New Year's time.
Oh, nice. Did you see fireworks in your neighborhood?
Not in my neighborhood, but when I was driving to Korean barbecue, like Texas doesn't have the biggest like skyline. It's relatively flat, so I was able to see like fireworks being shot out in other areas.
Okay,
but in my neighborhood said no fireworks or you will be penalized.
Hey, that doesn't stop people.
There's
like down the street in our neighborhood, they were doing fireworks, and I was like watching them go up.
Nice.
I was like, where are the cops?
Yeah, we definitely had some in our neighborhood too. I could hear them.
I think I heard fireworks, but I didn't see any. But for Vietnamese, like because Vietnamese they follow that Lunar New Year cycle. Like we don't
wait.
Yeah, they wait, and then Lunar New Year is a full on celebration.
When is that?
January
29th.
29th. Yeah. I'm excited. I got my $1 bills. I'm ready to make some money and lose all my money. Ready.
Which are you gonna play that dice game where it's like the chicken and the fish and all that?
It's just. Do you know this game? Do you know it's
no?
It's a dangerous game.
Tell me about this chicken game.
It's called. I'm gonna say a very English American accent. It's called like backall, and it's literally it's It's like 6 animals. It's on a mat, and you're literally you put your money on which animal is gonna appear. Like so you have a cup and a dice. You put your dice in the cup, you shake it up, and you bet money on which animal is going to appear.
Like on roulette. The dice roll?
Yeah, on the dice.
Okay, so the 6-sided dice, instead of numbers, you've got animals.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and they're not all dice are is equal. It's like is skewed, I think. And then it's just
like
literally
it's weighted.
You just it's like there's not like a even distribution. Or is it even distribution? There might be. Either way,
there's like
you're gambling.
Different dice.
You're literally saying how much, which animal is going to appear, and you bet money. And the real fun part of it is that you can definitely swing your lucks because there's a host and there's players, and so the host basically has their own money pot that if the players win, they get your money.
Right.
Oh.
And and the host will rotate around. So like you do like maybe like 6 rolls. and then you pass the host role to someone else.
Dude, I should do a confessional segment time right now. So confessional segment
Confessional?
time. Confessional
Oh, no.
segment time.
Sure.
So one time, one of my friends, he was Vietnamese. He invited me to a Lunar New Year celebration, and I was like, "Sure, I'll go." And me, this is my first time ever going, and we walk up, and it's at a church.
Yeah.
And me being a church guy, I'm like, "Oh Lord, what's about to happen now?" And so I step in, and I walk in, and then there's like, games and like little mini games everywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is fun, And then I start to realize people are paying money for these mini games. And then we walk into this room inside this church, and they're playing the game that we're talking about now. Yeah. And I was like, this is what Jesus meant when he was turning over tables in the church. But they're playing that game, and that was when I first learned about this game. And they were like, Devante, you want to play? And I was like, I will not do this in the house of God. But, I was like watching them play, and my friend, he's like putting down money, and I'm like, God, I know that this is evil, but I pray that he wins.
For context, it's not like you're doing inside the church itself. You're doing like
we are inside the church, dude. Like we are in the church.
That's wild.
Yeah, like we are in the building. Like,
was the money supposed to like go back to the church?
I don't know where the money was going, dude.
Keep that.
I don't know where the money was going, and I just know that they were investing in the church. And he won. Like my friend won, and then like he would be like, "Oh, I got the chicken," or he'd be like, "I got the fish," or whatever. And I'm like, "Yes, you got it." And then like he'd be like, "Devante, I'll give you some money." And I was like, I'm just going to pocket the money, But that was the first time I learned how to play that game. And I just thought it was so interesting, like the environment that we're playing it in.
Yeah, because like usually so there's a Vietnamese church in Arlington that like my mom goes to, and she took me there a few times. But yeah, they would have like during that, which is like, Vietnamese Lunar New Year, they would have that game. But it's not like in the church itself. It's not like, where you like all the pews and whatnot. It's like in that, like I guess like a better word, like community area, like in our
church, the foyer.
Yeah, in our foyer. But you know how in our church, Alex, like when we were at childhood church, is like the extra room on the side. Like you have like the main church itself, then you have like an extra room. That's where a lot of it happened. So it's like not like you're doing it in front of the crucifix, just looking down at you, being like, "I just died for your sins," and you're just gambling.
That was called what? The parish hall?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But that's what they would do it in like the Vietnamese church that my mom would take me to.
I thought it was so wild, but I was like, Happy Lunar Year, New Year's.
you gotta blend the cultures together.
Right.
You can't take away, gambling from Lunar New Year. Just wouldn't be right. Just wouldn't
go
be
hand in hand, I guess.
Guys, did y'all hear today? They announced it. They announced the Nintendo Switch 2.
Nice. That's about time, honestly.
I'm so excited, man.
That's hilarious.
Literally for weeks. So obviously, y'all know I have a lot of time on my hands. You're actually
hyped about this. You're hyped about the Switch 2.
Yeah,
I'm so hyped.
Are you not excited?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are you okay? I guess the bigger question is, are you gonna get it?
Yeah,
100%, dude. You know what I did? I signed up. I found out that they're having an event.
I gotta get it.
I found out that they're doing a hands-on event in Dallas on April 25th, I think. I'm gonna sign up for it. Sign up start tomorrow. I wanna get a test.
All right, shoot us the link. We'll be there.
Wait, when is it? April what? 25th?
25th, I think. Yeah.
All right,
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Because I know
text it to us when you get it.
There's a few like game show conferences like in DFW. I think is it Dreamcast or PAX South is usually there.
Okay.
So like I wonder if it's going as a tandem to one of those game conventions.
I couldn't say for sure. Honestly, I didn't look much harder into it other than the fact that they were going to do one, and I was like, I'm going to sign up tomorrow. So that's kind of where I'm at.
What's the price point that you're just like, I don't want to buy this anymore?
All right. So I've been doing.
So we got to remember, Xbox what is it? Xbox 350? It's
360. They're on
like the cost.
Oh, the cost
is like $350 right now.
No, it's expensive than that, right?
Oh, it's more.
So it depends which one you're getting, but yes, you can get one that's cheap.
Okay, how much is a PS5 right now?
Like
The
400.
PS5. So I think it's 450. I want to say when it came out, it was 500.
Okay, so you knowing those price points, what is like
Okay.
a no-go price point for the Switch 2?
The highest I would pay for a Switch 2 is 500, but I think the price point is that they're gonna do is 400. And the reason why I think that is just because of leaks that I've seen.
I can see
I've been seeing leaks for the Switch 2 for weeks. You know, like it's been crazy. I've basically saw the Switch 2 before they even announced it at this point, because when they showed it, I was like, oh, this looks exactly like what I've been seeing. So it was kind of not a shock, but just I love the confirmation, reaffirmation that everything I've been seeing is correct, you know, and not just smoke in the air. But I think that it's going to be about 400 just based off what I've been hearing. I hope they don't go much pricier than that, but if they do, then yeah, if it's above 500, I don't know if I would do it. I'd probably have to like set aside like some money here and there before I consider making that purchase, because that's pretty pricey.
A lot.
500 a lot. Like I don't.
500's a lot.
Was the PS5 500 when it first came out?
PS5 was 500.
Yeah.
How much was the Switch originally?
Oh,
The
Like the
Switch,
original Switch.
300.
300.
That's why I think
Okay.
400 would make sense.
I can see.
Are you not excited for the Switch
399.
too, Devante?
Yeah, dude, what's going on over here?
Dude,
So I don't play the Switch anymore. Like walking to play the Switch more, and it's only for Animal Crossing. I mean,
Oh,
we've been playing Mario Party, the new one.
yeah.
Oh, Jamboree. Yeah, I got it.
That one's really fun. Me and Walkano play, and I whoop her tail every time.
Dude, come on over.
you know.
I'd love to play with y'all. We're looking
Dude,
for friends to play with.
I have that too.
Okay.
I got it for
Oh, you have
it
Christmas,
too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
Yeah,
Super
we
Mario
don't play
Party for
together.
Christmas.
Hold on. Whoa.
We all have this game. We're not playing it together.
hey, it's a strategy
Dude,
to that
I
game.
think
I don't know
it'd
if you
be
play the boards or
competitive.
not.
Have you done the
That's
pro
very
stuff where they remove all the luck-based games?
Oh yeah,
It's
you
like
can
all
change
skill.
it.
Yeah, I saw that.
You gotta enjoy just the randomness.
And the mini games. You
Yeah.
can change
I
the
keep the
mini games.
randomness. The bonus stars I keep on as well, just because I'm like, you know what? If
You
you
can tell
can't-
the bonus stars though.
No, I know, but I like having the randomness, because you know, like maybe one guy just gets a little extra
No.
lucky with his rolls.
If
And
the
so
three
now
of
he's
us
got, like,
play,
5
we
stars.
gotta play with like all skill. No luck, all skill. The only luck
luck, all
should
skill?
be the dice rolling.
Okay,
That should be the
Okay.
only luck in the game for us.
I'm down.
All
I
skill,
vote we
man.
don't do the race car map just because that one is way too straightforward.
Yeah, that one I don't like that one either. It's only two places that
2 places.
you can get the star,
entire
but
time.
I like Bowser map.
I
haven't done
think
that
my
one yet.
favorite was the either the mall or the volcano.
Mall's cool.
Goomba,
Yeah, the Goomba.
Like
the golden Goombas.
Mall's my favorite.
Yeah, the golden Goombas.
Yeah,
I
mall's fun too. It's really long though.
The train one's kind of cool. I think like I just like the idea of the train track.
That one takes a little more strategy.
Train one?
Yeah.
Wait,
train.
is there a 5th map?
The
No.
train map.
Wait.
The
Because
Goomba map.
there's the Wiggler, there's the
Yeah.
volcano, there's
Yeah.
the mall,
Yeah.
and there's the one I was just talking about with the Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's
there's
two.
a
There's
fifth
two.
map.
Isn't there 6 ones, right? There's 2 of them.
There's 2 more maps?
2 hidden ones, right?
Yeah, there is. Oh, I don't know if it's 2, but I know for sure that there is more than 4.
Yeah.
I need to figure
that
out how to
you
unlock
just-
these maps like yesterday. What the heck?
It's a
I've been stuck on
Oh.
the 4.
train track. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, the train track. I think train track you
That
have to
sounds like
unlock by
fun.
doing something. You have to do something on the wig. I think we got it right after the Wiggler map.
Wiggler.
I got it.
I've
right
played
after,
all the maps, so I know it's not that.
I got it after my second playthrough, which was on the island one.
I wonder if I need to like win a game, because I haven't officially won a Mario Party, I don't think yet.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Maybe, yeah. Usually
Yeah,
Michelle and I
Maybe.
will try. We'll work together to beat out the computers. But
Yeah.
man, that train track one, the computer won. Like it just like
Really?
all the
Hard.
stars lined up.
Dude, easy mode is not easy. They still get so much RNG BS.
Do you play
Yeah,
on
it's,
normal or hard?
Easy.
I played normal, but
Play on normal, man. How do you play on easy?
I want to go to hard,
Dude,
but I don't want.
They hit the best rolls.
Yeah,
it's so
that's
annoying.
fine. Yeah, you can't beat them in the mini game.
You gotta outroll
I
them.
beat them in the mini game, no problem, but they
They're
just
still
get the
beating
best
you?
rolls.
Dang man, nah man, you gotta work together. Screw them over.
Hey, we'll have to set up a time and try and
Yeah.
play. I don't know if it's. I
Every
mean,
now.
we have the online, so I don't know if we can play online.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
But going back to
I'd
the
be
Switch
down.
too, like I'm definitely very excited for it. Like I know,
I'm
I
excited
think
for the Mario Kart that comes out with it.
the
Dude,
Switch,
do you see? There's going to be 24 player Mario Kart.
sure,
I did not see
that's
that.
gonna be wild.
So,
That'd be so
in one
hectic.
of the tracks, like if you look at the video, they have little slots for each race car.
Oh,
If
there's
you count
24.
them, there's 24.
Dude, that's gonna be so hectic.
It
It's
is.
gonna be
Imagine the
insane.
blue or bullet bill just going through, or like the blue shell just
They
hitting
have to-
everybody.
Yeah.
They have to turn off some of the items. Some of the items are gonna be broken for like 24 players. Like imagine how
Yeah,
many blue
it's gonna be
shells are
great.
gonna hitting you, and how much elite change it's gonna be.
Or that thunder, the Lord
Oh,
of Lightning
yeah.
thing.
The thunder.
Everybody just goes down. It's like
Oh
crazy.
my gosh.
But I think
It's going to be so insane.
Yeah, I'm happy that the Switch 2 is just like the normal Switch, but like just better hardware. Like they I think
Yes.
they perfected the look and the feel of like a handheld console.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Absolutely.
they did not need to go any further.
And I'm glad that they kept the name simple. Like they didn't do like Nintendo Switch U, like they did with the Wii.
X. They should have added an X to it. I don't know why.
Nintendo Switch X.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
just somewhere
I
in the
mean,
middle, just like Switch with an X. Like the
I feel
the
like
T
that would have
turns into an X.
confused
Yeah, there you
people.
go.
That would have been an interesting marketing.
Yeah. I feel like that would have confused people. They would have been like, is this actually a new Switch? I'm sure some people even now are going to think that, but then they'll see the number 2 and they'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, this clearly is the second one. And the hardware is a lot better based off the leaks and rumors I've been seeing.
Technically,
Basically,
like what
I like
Switch
the
is,
tilt function that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Installed on there.
I'm good because like the Switch technically is like I would classify as like old gen, even though it's like the newest like,
Yeah.
Nintendo system. Like all the hardware is like old generation. Like I'm playing certain games on it and it's like struggling to keep up.
yeah.
Like,
I
frame
would
rate
say
drops.
this Switch is probably going to be closer to like a PS4, Xbox One, like in terms of like comparisons.
Yeah,
But yeah, so not bad, pretty good. It may not be able to run every modern game, but like that's pretty good for a handheld.
Yeah.
And
I
if
guess
it's
I'm looking
400
forward
bucks,
to it
not bad.
now.
I mean,
Yeah.
I usually
I don't know if I'm ready to pay 400 bucks.
Yeah, because like I usually don't buy the newest console right off the gate. It depends. I need to the game library needs to build up first.
That's
I
fair.
guess because it's backwards compatible, like I can always still play all of my Switch games on it.
I was just about to say that.
But then what about, well, if you don't have a like their save files, if it's not on the SD card, then that can get kind of hectic.
That's when Nintendo introduces the Nintendo Cloud. Put all your games for an annual fee of $99. Put all your games.
Don't
on
they
the
have?
cloud.
They don't have that
already
yet?
have it.
Yeah.
They
Okay, I was
already
about to
have
say,
it.
don't they have
I'm
that?
pretty sure they have it.
They do. Can't
I just don't
confirm.
pay for
I
it.
use it.
Memory.
You
is
just
so
don't
cheap.
really need it. I mean, you need it, but like you don't really need it because it's like how often are you swapping into a new Switch?
Now.
Well, I guess you'll need it now.
you need it now.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. I know that the Switch already has like a way to transfer from one Switch to another seamlessly. So
Yeah, I
I
will
imagine.
very similar.
I don't
I imagine
know.
Switch 2 would be like that.
I don't know how I feel about the handle, the
What? How they just click in?
Yeah. Like I feel like that's a safety hazard. I don't know if
No,
you've ever.
no,
I don't know if you've ever seen me play
so-
games, but
Are
So
you just like,
it
slamming
doesn't-
it in there?
Okay,
just
so so to get them off, you have to click a button. Okay, so they're not just gonna come off.
okay.
Like,
So
yeah,
it's,
Like,
it's
when they're
there's still a
clicked in, they're
button.
clicked in. Yeah,
yeah.
So
Yeah,
locked
like,
in place.
like that little black circle on the back of
on the original.
It's more like a button for your thumb now, where it's like you click it and then you could just
Okay, that's good.
yeah. If you look at it,
Yes.
you'll see what I'm talking about.
No,
I
someone's
don't
still
know if
gonna
you've ever
to
seen me
break it.
frustrated, man.
Yeah. Someone's still gonna figure out how to break it. They always
Yeah,
do.
don't go like this, like while you're holding it. Don't just like try and fold it in half, otherwise you really will rip it out. And then you're breaking the console, and now that's a $400 issue at that point.
Or I feel bad for all the people that bought like the controller chargers, because it's a different charger now, right? So you have to have a different charging system.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm people.
Nintendo loves having extra like accessories to your consoles. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is on par.
I think I'm gonna make a trip to GameStop in the near future and get rid of some of my old not nunchucks. What are they called? Switch remotes. Just because I don't want the price to go down, because now those are gonna be obsolete. So if I get rid of them sooner than later, I can get a decent price before they're like really cheap.
Hey, they'll still be important for Smash Bros.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for them to be like,
not really.
They're gonna come out and be like, you know how when the Brawl came out for Brawl, even with like Ultimate, like everyone still uses the GameCube controller. The new generations. Oh yeah, Switch games are better on the original Joy-Cons. It's the original.
Right. As long as they let me use my GameCube adapter, still work for the Switch 2, we're in business.
They have to, man. Like people will live and die off of like a GameCube controller for Smash Brothers.
That's just the only comfortable thing they'll fit.
Facts.
Because we're all so old now. We had to use the GameCube controller. You use
I'm looking more forward to the Switch 2.
You use whatever.
Nintendo's best controllers are always going to be the GameCube remote, and then that Pro controller that they've got right now. I love that Pro controller.
Because it's like a GameCube remote.
Telling me you don't like the Sega remote?
I would say it's more like a PlayStation 5 remote. It's similar to that.
Atari controller. Just a freaking Atari remote control with a joystick on top and buttons at the bottom. That's what you need. That's how you play a true style.
Right.
Play some Pong.
All right, we're going to move on to our first official segment of our show. So something in season 2, we're trying to introduce our segments, kind of just like a break from our normal, our normal sharing, more tailored specifically to whatever the time. And so I'm still working on a good name, but this is going to be our sports segment, and the name is still pending. I want it to be a pun of Dude You Never Told Me. But all I can think of, dude, the ball's in your court. That only works for basketball.
It's like sports.
Only works for basketball.
All right, dude, the ball's in your court. Who do you think's going to win the NFC division?
Who's in the NFC division again?
We've got now the Rams, the Eagles, the Commanders, and last but not least, the Lions.
God,
so your team, Anthony, is going against the Rams.
I think we'll beat the Rams. I think our defense will shut down Matthew Stafford pretty well.
All right.
Wow.
I'm going to give you my hot take. I think the Rams are going to win that one. Matthew Stafford playoffs is scary. I thought they were going to lose to the Vikings. And I know what your opinion on that is, Devante, but I really thought the Vikings were going to go through the Rams. But I was talking to one of my buddies, Squid, and Squid was like, nah, dude, Matthew Stafford in playoffs, that man's about to pop off. Just watch. And he was right. He was popping off. So I'm a believer now that they're at least going to give the Eagles a run for their money if they don't win.
I think so too.
But
I don't like the Rams.
Why not?
Personally, or the Eagles.
Why don't you like the Rams or the Eagles?
I don't like the way that they play. It can be a little dirty.
No.
It's going back to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I don't think Washington Commanders are going to win.
I don't think
you got the Eagles, Anthony. Commanders? I got Lions.
I have the Eagles. I think I want the Lions to win Super Bowl overall because I feel like their franchise desperately needs it. But I think, Saquon Barkley's having a phenomenal year. It would just be so cool to cap off.
Having such a great year.
What a great year with like a Super Bowl ring, right? Like that's like, a picture perfect year for him.
Saquon definitely deserves a Super Bowl ring. I just don't know if he's going to get it with the Eagles. I think if I had to take a bet on the remaining 4 teams in the NFC, I'm betting on the Lions to make it. That's the team I'm expecting. They've got so many weapons, dude. They got David Montgomery, they got Jahmyr Gibbs, they got Amon-Ra, they got James Williams, they got Laporta, and then Goff to lead the head. And that's just the offense. I don't know the names of the defensive players, but I know their defense is pretty solid too. So it's just they're a monster team.
So I think we can all agree that perhaps the Lions will be going to the Super Bowl from the
They have
NFC.
a very good chance.
But for a backup, I'd say the Eagles.
Yeah, I think Lions or Eagles. Yeah. I think they'll be in the conference championship for sure. And then I really hope the Bills make it all the way as well.
Yeah, as for the AFC, we got the Bills and the Ravens going against
Those
each
Ravens.
other, and Kansas City and the Houston
Our
Texans.
very own Texans.
Yeah.
As a Texan,
The only
I
representation
really
we'll get from
I
Texas.
really hope they win.
Now that would be awesome if the Houston Texans win, because that would be pretty big for
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, I think their
but
franchise also desperately needs a Super Bowl.
I'm not hopeful for the Texans at all. They've had a lot of injuries and they've lost a lot of
hiccups.
weapons. CJ Stroud, he's a pretty good quarterback, but I don't know what it is. He just makes some goofy mistakes sometimes, and it's cost them a lot of games, you know?
Yeah,
Like they're only here because their division sucks.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Nice.
That's the only reason they're in the super or the contention for the Super Bowl right now. So I don't expect them to win, but they have a chance. It's not impossible, but I don't know. I highly expect Mahomes and the Chiefs to win.
I know the
Yeah.
NFL is looking to. I think they're going to have discussion about changing how playoff selection is done.
Really?
Yeah, they're looking. I think
there's so many wild cards this year.
I think they were upset that like certain teams that like have a better record than other teams were doing away games, right? Like the point of having a good record is that you get home games, and that makes a difference. Like that is that like hidden X
Yeah.
factor that helps a lot. And so they're looking to change how that's done. Where like if you like home game determination is not just done by did you win your division? Is it also going to look at your record as well?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's kind of cool.
But that's not how it goes.
It's not how it goes currently, but I think this year they're gonna at the end of this year they're gonna have a discussion about it. At least according to an ESPN report or wherever I heard the sports news from. One of them.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, just look at the Ravens. Like the Steelers and the Ravens. We went against each other 3 times this year, like back and forth. And so, and that was just for the wild card. I mean, the Ravens won, and they'll be going against the Bills. But for that game, man, Lamar Jackson always puts up a good fight, but I think the Bills might take it home for this one.
Man, that dude Josh Allen's got that dog in him, bro. That dude, when if he's running the ball, he's not even the running back, but that man's running the ball, just QB.
He's running hard,
picking it up. Yeah, he's running through, man. He's knocking him down. He's pushing him off. You think he's a tank or something, man? He's something else. And I think the Ravens. So on paper, I think the Ravens should win because of their roster. Like they have so many like just notable names that you're like, oh yeah, like I know who that is. I know who that is. Like they've just got such a powerhouse. But then, like the Bills, I don't know what it is. They got Allen, Cook, like James Cook. And then those are like the 2 biggest names I can think of. I know they've got Khalil Shakir, which I don't really think of him as a big name, but he's been kind of coming up a bit this season for the Bills. And then you got they just traded for Amari Cooper from the Browns, and Cooper has really not done much for them, which pissed off me because he was on my fantasy league. So I was like, oh yeah, he's on the Bills now. He's gonna do great. Nothing. He didn't. He did hardly shit. But that's okay. Love you, Coop. We enjoyed you when you were with Dallas. But I think Allen's gonna really take the Bills to the at least to the AFC Championship. It's gonna be a very hard fought battle. I think he's gonna lose to Mahomes. Mahomes has always been his kryptonite, man. If the Texans somehow knock out the Chiefs, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. That's my take. But if the Chiefs are there, the Bills might as well just start, get their vacation plans in order because they're going to be having an early flight to Malibu or wherever they're headed.
So you think it'll be Mahomes versus Goff?
Yeah, let's do our Super Bowl predictions and Super Bowl.
You know what's cool about that? Those are my fantasy quarterbacks right there, Mahomes and Goff.
Oh, so you get both.
Yeah.
So you think? Okay, so who do you think is going to take it though? So you have Lions and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Who's going to take it?
All right. So for the Chiefs, I think it would be awesome to see them get a three-peat just for history, like historical purposes. That'd be awesome. The Lions, I think, well deserve it. Like they have such an amazing team. Like they really have worked hard these last couple years. I mean, Like, I don't know if they could pull it off if they have to wait another year or two. Like, this might be the peak of their team. So I would hope that they can win it based off that. I would vote for the Lions only in that aspect. I think the Lions on paper would be the team to pick, but I think the Chiefs just have this X factor that just really, I don't know how they always do it, man. Like
They
it's
always
like
pull
that,
it off somehow.
It's
I
that
know.
meme of they can't keep getting away with this, but they
they
keep
do.
getting away with it.
Whether it's
So,
with
like,
the refs or what.
with something exactly, like there's some X factor that they're always winning. And honestly, I think if I had to bet on it, I would bet on the Chiefs because of that X factor. But on paper, if you're just looking at statistics wise, I think the Lions would have the better team and they would win. Those are my thoughts. But I'm gonna say Chiefs if you're gonna put a name to my face.
I too am gonna go with the Chiefs.
Chiefs and Lions still? Or you think Chiefs and Bills?
I think it'll be Chiefs and Lions, but I think Chiefs will come out on top for the three-peat.
Yeah.
It will be the year.
The year. I think I'm gonna.
What's on the script, right?
It's on the script.
I think because like I've seen like the Lions play, and like I really like how they play like offense. I think
They're a
it's very
fun team to
aggressive.
watch.
Yeah, and so I think they're gonna win it all, and I'm hoping they're gonna win it all.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think we'll see at the end of this year. We'll come back and figure out who's right. Will we have another recording before the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
We should.
Yeah. The Super Bowl is the 9th. It's the weekend before Valentine's.
We'll see who are the last actual teams making it into the Super Bowl, and we'll have our bets then. And
yes, sir.
Nice. Until then, that's the end of our sports section. Name still pending. I do not like the balls in your court, so we'll figure.
If you guys have any ideas, please leave them down in the comment section or DM us.
So moving on, every new year, people come in with nice New Year's resolutions, and that's kind of what I want to end our show on. I kind of want to talk about New Year's resolutions, not just for ourselves, but also for DJ ever told me, like, what do we have upcoming this new second season?
I'll go first. Mine's pretty short and sweet. Mine is to just be a good dad to my baby girl, man. I obviously have never been a father before. I have an idea of what it's like to be a good dad, and that's just what I want to do, is just be a good father to her and just really try to focus a lot of my energy on that and raising her and watching her grow up. So we'll see if there's anything else I add to it, but nothing.
We gotta add some metrics. Like, how are you gonna judge yourself at the end of the year? Like, what are 3 things you
what are good
want?
Dad characteristics?
Yeah, for an infant, right? Like for an infant, you're not expecting. We're not trying to say, oh, you'll be a good dad when she's 13 or something. Like as a new dad for a 1-year-old, or at the end of the year, she'll be 1 year old. What are some things that you hope to accomplish? That's like 3 things.
I guess 3 things.
Or 2 to 3
putting me on the spot.
2 to 3
Let's
things
see.
that you would like to do or be, good at as to fit your model of a good dad. Because you are already a good dad, but as someone who likes having metrics to judge things off on, like, what are some things you want to try?
I think as far as putting metrics into it, I mean, I definitely want to see. I want to see if she's I don't want to put pressure on her to I don't want to have these goals in my head and then be like, oh, now I try and work hard to make her accomplish them.
It's pressure.
For example, say I wanted to work with her to talk or walk or something like that, right? Maybe it might take her a little longer to speak just because I'm teaching her Spanish. So I guess something that I could do to be a good father, as a half Colombian man, I want to make sure that my daughter gets much exposure to Spanish.
Sure.
That's so cool. I definitely have been reading her books in Spanish. I've been trying to speak to her in Spanish. When my mom calls, She's always talking in Spanish. So like I'm definitely trying to give her a lot of exposure to that. I want to read her like I want to make sure like I'm reading her verses out of the Bible and stuff like that. That she's getting like a good upbringing from that. And then there's other things like just making sure that like I'm attentive of her. You know, like if like I'm doing something that I prioritize her like right away. I think I'm doing a good job of that so far, but I don't want to like because obviously right now I'm not working, so that's been very helpful. But I want to make sure that like once that does happen, that I'm able to have a good work-life balance and be able to still like prioritize her and be able to spend enough time with her and not get too lost in everything else in the world. So I don't know how to really.
I think those are really good metrics.
Yeah.
To boil it down, if you were just as a business report or a business meeting, you want to speak to her in Spanish, and you want to read her things from the Bible, things that are like you find are really good for moral growth. And then you want to be attentive. Like those are things that you can control and you can definitely do. So we'll check back in and end of the year, and we'll see truly how much Spanish you've read.
A resolution report.
Yeah.
Man, we'll see if she starts speaking some Spanish at the end of the year. I think they say kids start speaking like around the 1 year mark or so, or maybe it's walking. I have to double check some of that.
And if she isn't, there's no pressure, right? Like she will develop and grow on her own pace, and all you can really do is control how you behave and how you interact with her.
Right.
So.
Yeah, because they do say if you're learning multiple languages as a child, it can delay speech. So something to keep in mind as you both are bilingual speakers.
All right, what are some of your New Year's resolutions, Devante?
Yeah, for sure. For me, I guess I'll start with me. One thing that I want to do is self-care, and by self-care I mean going to sleep earlier, probably playing less games, and that correlates with my sleep. Because if I want to go to sleep earlier, I've been playing games at night, so I gotta
make exceptions for dude. You never told me, right?
Oh, dude, you never told me is business. It's a job. it's a job, so it's
that's not playing games. Mindset. That's business.
Yeah, it's a little different mindset, but just on the regular, like in my personal life, definitely getting more sleep, and then reading. For me, for this year, my goal was to finish reading the Bible alongside some other books. So probably like a book every 3 months, and so that's 4 books a year. And generally, they're like self-taught or help books, and then to grow like in my spiritual growth and whatnot. And then outside of me, it would be to hang out with Walking more, and so playing less games correlates with also hanging out with Walking more, and traveling with her. And so that's something that I didn't really get to do last year, just because we're saving up for a house, and so I was trying to keep the budget very low. Yep. And now that we've accomplished that, we can go do whatever we want. And so this year, my goal is to definitely go spend more time with her and try to get vacations with her, because last year we were just going on vacations individually, and so that was one of my gripes, but definitely we'll do that with her. And then lastly, I guess get out of my comfort zone a little bit more, instead of staying at home or doing something that I may want to do. I think what I wanted to do this year was to spend more time with people and like being intentional with my time. And so like that's reaching out to people that I would want to. I may not hang out with them as much, but I want to like get to know them or talk to them, and then like kind of spend more time, less with me and more with people, and then starting there and seeing where friendship go and whatnot. And so that's something that that I wanted to do this year, and like and grow myself in.
Nice. Yeah, I think you and I have very similar New Year's resolutions. I think I definitely want to.
No, you're not playing less games too.
I do want to spend less games because this year I didn't hit my book goal last year. I think I said too ambitious. I was trying to do one book a month.
That's crazy.
I did not get to that.
12 books.
I did not get to that at all. I got to like 7.
That's not.
That's still a lot.
It's still it's a decent amount. So this year I've lowered the goal a little bit. My goal is to do 10 books this year, and they'll range from fantasy novels to self-help books to finance books, whatever I'm feeling at the time. Currently, I'm reading a fantasy book. I'm hoping to complete that, and then I have this finance book I want to read into.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm trying to finish my grad school program. It's long overdue, and then I'm trying to finish a few side projects this year. I really want to, as you said, Devante, be more deliberate with my time and finish these projects that I have in my head. Because I'm one of my big intrinsic goals is to have like a legacy to look back on.
Yeah.
And so this is the year that I really want to start building that legacy, so that when I look back at my I guess career, when I have kids like Alex does, and when I tell them, hey, what have I like kind of done to shape the world that I live in, I want to be able to tell them, here are some tangible items that you can look at. You may not understand them, they may not be something that's like relevant anymore, but something I'm proud of.
You worked for it.
Yeah, I worked for it. I put my time, I worked hard, and I figured it out.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. Gardening. I want to get into gardening. So definitely we'll be doing that this year.
Oh my gosh. So
talk to my dad. He's a big gardening man.
Gonna get some gardens out there.
I've resolved that I will be a better lawn owner this year.
Oh, bro.
I'll tell y'all straight up.
Cedar for Christmas.
Cedar?
Yeah,
cedar.
like the grass cedar. Bro, that's about to be my best friend. Because all the grass is dead from the snow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
our grass is dead right now too.
Right now, so do you know what grass you have in your front yard?
So I'm actually gonna switch it out.
Switch it out,
but I don't know which grass it is right now.
All right. So if you're looking to plant Bermuda, I have been told and I have read that the great time to plant Bermuda is after the last freeze of the winter. And so, but
that'd be like right now, or us.
I would say end of February. You want to start planting cedar.
Oh, you think there's gonna be one more freeze?
Well, I think that right now, next week is gonna be really, really cold. I think usually February is there's one last cold front February. So once the last cold front hits, then you want to plant your cedar, and then if you really want green grass all year round, after the last summer heat wave, you want to plant rye grass.
I think that's what we have out there right now.
Rye is really, if you take care of rye well, it will grow well in the wintertime. Like it can grow well in the wintertime. And so you end up switching between Bermuda and rye or interweave the two. You should theoretically have green grass all the year round. But you also have to strip off the dead grass periodically and aerate and fertilize and all that stuff.
Hey, I want that grass that's on the golf fields. That good grass.
You want the greenway?
I can go out there and practice my putting skills. Yeah.
Yes, I also want to do gardening. I told my mom I don't think I'll build a standing garden just yet. I need to see if I actually like gardening first. There's a high chance that I
don't want to do above ground planters.
Eventually,
I think that's what we're gonna do.
I think that's what I want to do. What if I hate gardening? What if I just hate it of a burning passion?
I hate gardening. I'll tell you right now. I hate it. My dad
supply yourself
had me
somehow.
helping him when I was a kid, and
that's because
not for me.
That's because he it wasn't. There's no intrinsic value. Now that you're a homeowner, where's the intrinsic? For me, it's all about finding the intrinsic value of why I do something.
You don't want herbs for yourself. You don't have to go buy at the supermarket or
Don't you hate it when
fresh tomatoes?
Don't you hate it when the store is out of basil? I hate it.
Or the tomatoes are $2 each, and you're I could have just made this at home.
I guess, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not crazy about gardening. If Chelsea wants to do the gardening, I'm all for supporting it. But man, I hate doing the gardening.
It's gonna become important, man.
It is, yeah. My mom got.
Not saying it's not. Not saying it's not.
As a middle ground between a full on above ground garden, I told my mom to hand me all of her old flower pots, the big ones. I'm gonna start there, and then
you save a lot of money doing that.
If I enjoy gardening, then I'll move on to the whole above ground gardening, and I've done the videos. And Devante, you and I can go offline and talk about what our
definitely
future plans.
I already have some plans ready and like money set aside for it. But
I need
to
balance a garden with having a dog who enjoys laying in the grass. There's like good balance. You figure out.
You got to make a little area. Yeah. But yeah, definitely gardening would be something that I want to do this year, and then hopefully I make enough to provide for others. So if I have like an abundance of it,
heirloom carrots, and go to a farmer's market.
Oh yeah,
the Johnson farm,
the Johnson
in his backyard. But enough about our own personal New Year's resolutions. Like, what about for Dude You Never Told Me? Where are we going this new season? Let's give our listeners something to grade us on at the end of the year. What's our plan?
So definitely last year, our biggest plan was to have an interview,
get started.
Go back and watch that with Leviction. And probably this year, I'd like to have another interview with, it doesn't have to be with a music artist, but it can be with somebody else who may have started a business or is starting a business or has a product out there, let alone even another musician, but definitely another interview with somebody that we'd like to feature on our show.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Be interesting to see what kind of person we interview.
Yeah, just someone who's kind of like takes us out of as Devante mentioned, it takes us out of our comfort zone, teaches us something new. I've always imagined Dude You Never Told Me as something that like we can learn new things about each other and just new things about, anything, because we don't know everything. And,
yeah,
I find myself like I have the aptitude to be a lifelong learner. But I don't like learning about random stuff. But yeah, I think I would love to us have a bit more segments, like we did a sports segment just now, and that'll reoccur throughout the year as we shift from different sport to sport. And then
I got it. Let's interview Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, if you can get him, sure.
I wish.
Hey, Patrick, I went to Texas Tech with you. You remember me?
I'm your biggest
fan. We ran into each other at the bar one time, dude. Like, you remember me? Oh man.
Yeah, so definitely more segments. I have a few fun ones in my mind that we can do. So,
yeah, leave some down in the comments if you guys have an idea or want to hear like certain segments from us, or even like hot takes.
And we're open to all kinds of people. Like, it can be someone who's a gamer. It can be somebody who does their own podcast. It could be a preacher. It could be maybe someone who's up and coming in sports. Like, we're interested in all kinds of topics. So, like, feel free to shoot them our way.
Very much so. Well, with that, we'll say thank you for watching our very first episode. Just some little bit of bookkeeping. We are moving to a bi-weekly release. Right? Bi-weekly, right? That's every other week?
Yeah, we live boring lives, so we can't come up with stories every week.
And just so right now, Dude You Never Told Me, just the three of us. And so we did a really good job of like kind of keep on pace of all of our edits after live recordings. But honestly, a lot of our edits were taken down to the last second. I think we're releasing things that Monday night before Tuesday. So we're going to try to give ourselves a bit more time. And so we will record an episode and then we'll release it the following week. And then we'll come back and record an episode and release it. So you'll be seeing this not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
Yep. We'll be posting it to Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all the good places. Not TikTok anymore unless someone buys it.
Close,
but
don't give up.
We gotta take off that TikTok thing. Over
I was looking at that just now.
It's gonna get blinked out. Hey, who knows? We might join Blue Sky.
What was that?
What is it? Red something?
Red dot or something?
Sure.
Was it red dot?
I think that's the Chinese one, right?
Yeah, the Chinese
one.
If we're getting mad at TikTok for being part Chinese,
right?
can you imagine jumping on?
They're real Chinese.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens to TikTok. If
we might blow up in China, dude. With we just translate the Chinese and then have some Chinese subtitles, and we'll blow up over there.
I don't know if the Chinese will like us.
Oh, they'll love me. I'll be.
We'll see. I'm gonna challenge if we make it, if we explode in the Chinese internet market, so be it.
All right, Alex. You heard the challenge. Now you must accept it.
All right. We're going Chinese. Time to turn my Duolingo from Japanese to Chinese. Time to learn some Mandarin.
Anyways, and until
Perfect.
then, we'll see you next year. Thank you for listening. Bye, everyone.
Next year. We'll see them next year.
That's it next year? Oh, shit.
Yeah, not next year, my guy.
We'll see y'all next week. Or in 2 weeks.
See you next. We'll
Next
see you
year.
next time. We'll see you.
Happy
on
New
Red
Year,
Hot.
everybody.
Peace.